My name's Chris Ucko, and I'm the Chief Revenue Officer at AlphaStream.ai. We are imagining how to scale credit analysis for the highest end, most sophisticated users and being able to use it for middle market lending at commercial banks, and we're using AI to do so. We basically do two different things. We document AI that we use to extract financial data from financial statements and to extract covenants and all the other terms and conditions that you need from credit agreements. These are the two key components of credit analysis at the highest level. So if you can imagine, you have a top three, we just sold this product, AlphaStream, for credit agreements to one of the top three alternative asset managers in the world. And basically the business has been pretty amazed. And what you have to imagine taking in an 850-page credit agreement, pop the PDF over onto our platform, and 3 minutes later you get this summary right here. It's very impressive when you imagine that you're basically usually paying $3,000–4,000 for a law firm to do 6 to 8 hours of work, and you're getting this done in 3 minutes, or pretty much immediately in your inbox. And we put together a management team that can scale this business. Vijay Gudupalli is the founder and CEO. He's been working on this AI for the better part of 10 years. He's dedicated over the last 6 to the credit business. So the context that he's built up is unsurpassed right now. We've been up against a lot of other players that have been trying to do it for a couple years and can get nowhere close. I ran a credit research business that was $80 million of revenue, sold to all the major corporate bond investors around the world, sold it to Fitch for $220 million about 4 years ago, and Bala Subramanian was a Fintech financial data executive at S&P and Credit Sites and Fitch, and we brought him on just in the last month to help us scale the business. 2 minutes and 32. 5 minutes is not a lot of time. It's very difficult to get through this. The key is we're not just getting started. This technology has been being built for eight or 9 years. We've got 5 years of teaching the credit. Every time a new AI technology comes around, we take the same gold standard data set and we apply the new technology to being basically rebuild the parts that the new technology applies best to so that it's extremely effective. And the credit markets need it. So I was a public bond, corporate bonds were the public markets, but the private markets, the ones that have grown the most over the last 20 years. And in the public markets, everybody has the same data, everybody has the same documents, everybody's covering the same names. You have 15 analysts covering the same name with all the same data. This private credit market is impossible to cover at scale. So Credit Sites has a very difficult time doing it, and all the banks can't do it. So you need to have AI in order to be able to do it. As interest rates stay elevated, this market is going to find a lot of difficulties, and without AI, it's going to be very difficult to stay on top of the risks that emerge. Competition is there, but the big boys don't know how to be nimble enough to keep up with it. The generic AI platforms are too broad. They don't have the specialization that we do, and then the old school players are not using enough technology to keep up on scale. We've been up against Google's document AI solution and Hebbia as well, and they didn't even really come close in pretty sophisticated applications. We started with the rating agencies and research businesses. We're now working into private credit and private equity as we scale the systems to be able to deal with that $2 trillion situation. That same AI is going to be able to solve problems in commercial real estate, insurance, and eventually to be able to do 85–90% of the research required to do middle market lending at the commercial banks. Thank you very much for having me. We're definitely always in need of capital and would be very welcoming of said capital. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's, I think the missing point is, how are you better than the others? Because it's I mean, AI is attracting a lot of investments. I mean, we at AWS, generative AI is our top focus. I mean, the overall positioning, I loved it, but how piece I think is missing. So how are you better than the all those big boys?
Yeah, it's sort of surprising to me, but I think it's just basically because we're so focused on credit. I think VJ's also the best by far out there. There's nobody better, but I think he's also really focused in on credit, and he started a long time ago. And so as the new AI comes in, he's able to apply the new AI to this specific vertical. I mean, we're talking, we're through the NDA stage with 2 of the top 5, and we're in implementation with we're finished with implementation with one of the top 5 alternative asset managers, and they've tried all these other guys and they don't even get close. The biggest thing is like a Hebia can get you 85% accurately, but they don't know which 85%. We've spent the last 5 years getting yelled at by our clients about, which was me, by the way, about why it doesn't work, because just because you can get 85% correctly, if you don't know which 15 is wrong, you're of no use to me. So the 15% for us is actually more like 3 to 5%, and it has a little orange dots next to it saying we're not sure. That's a huge difference maker, because then whether it's our human in the loop or their human in the loop on their end, they can go in and address it, find out if it's right, say it's right, and then fix it if it's not, and the system learns.
Did I get it right? You're saying the status quo or the substitute product is lawyers, right?
Really, yes.
So how are you going to cope with the lawyers rolling out their own AI machine to their clients?
They are desperate not to. We've been in to see them, and the look on their face is sheer shock and awe.
Yeah.
I showed this to them, and they were like, this is going to put half our juniors out of business.